The updated B2B Commerce Developer exam dumps are useful for you to test all the related Salesforce topics. Share some updated B2B Commerce Developer exam dumps here. 1. For which two reasons is it preferable to extend the Salesforce B2B Commerce Remote Invocation object instead of using the standard Salesforce Remote Action Invocation Manager? 2 answers. A. A standard remote action will not have access to Salesforce B2B Commerce objects. B. The Apex method called by the remote action will be passed as a Salesforce B2B Commerce context object. C. Salesforce B2B Commerce includes do not support standard Salesforce remote actions. D. The Salesforce B2B Commerce logger cannot be utilized in standard remote actions. 2. How does a project implement the process to persist payment information data in the checkout flow for Salesforce B2B Commerce version 4.2 and beyond? A. Trigger a remote action when the Process Payment button is selected to capture the payment. B. Trigger a remote action to store the payment information in the URL query parameters. C. Trigger the process payment event and pass in the payment information object as an argument. D. Trigger the external processed payment and pass in the payment information object as an argument. 3. How do the REST APIs in Salesforce B2B Commerce support pass-through parameter handling? A. An exception is generated for unknown API keys. B. Parameters are passed through the service handlers. C. Parameters are filtered out before the request is processed. D. Parameters are separated, but unused. 4. In which 3 different ways can a theme be enabled in Salesforce B2B Commerce? 3 answers. A. A storefront setting. B. An account group field value. C. A per-user setting. D. Account. E. Dynamically through a hook. 5. In which 3 ways can Salesforce B2B Commerce API sizing blocks support multiple API sizing requests? 3 answers. A. When different entities are specified in the method invocation. B. The sizing block is not removed. CSZ_ASSC is used. D. The sizing block is removed after the first handler. E. SZ_ASSC is not used. 6. In which 3 ways should useful debugging information in Salesforce B2B Commerce implementation be garnered? 3 answers. A. Enabling the logging token via A. Admin and subsequently inspecting the logs via the browser console. B. Logging a case with Salesforce support to enable advanced debugging options. C. Enabling debugging options for the current user and visually inspecting the Salesforce debug logs. D. Placing a system debug statement anywhere in the class being debugged. E. Logging into the community as a system administrator to identify any potential permissions or Visualforce exceptions. 7. Salesforce B2B Commerce natively provides a robots.txt file. However, a customer can also create its own version. Which 3 scenarios are valid reasons for customer to create their own robots.txt file? 3 answers. A. The customer wants to reference multiple storefront sitemap indexes in a single robots.txt file. B. The customer wants to reference a custom sitemap index. C. The customer wants to have multiple robot.txt files in a single Salesforce community. D. The customer's store is not located at the root of their domain. E. Robot.txt only works if there is one storefront in the org. 8. Salesforce B2B leverages global APIs for encapsulating business logic into blocks that can be extended and modified by subscribers. Which three statements are true regarding extending CC service product and exposing custom fields on the product detail page? 3 answers. A. Override the getFields map method and add subscriber-specific code. B. Ensure that any helper methods are defined as private and static only. C. Create a global with sharing class that extends CCRS CC service product. D. Create a public with sharing class that extends CCRS CC service product. E. Override the fetch method and add your subscriber-specific code here. 9. The sizing keys used in the Salesforce B2B Commerce Global API's 5 distinct operations. What are 3 of these operations? 3 answers. A. Refetch data, used on some logic classes. B. Return formats as map or S objects lists. C. Override static DAO classes and methods. D. Related query to call subqueries or direct queries. E. Object typecasting. 10. A user wants to have a Contact Us page in the storefront. This page will be a web-to-lead form and it should have the header and footer, essentially the same look and feel as all the pages in the application. How can this requirement be fulfilled? A. Page include. B. Subscriber page, CC page. C. Subscriber template. D. Body include begin.